Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here with this month's Paper Pumpkin, Sentimental Rose, and it's April 2019 Paper Pumpkin. So I'm going to do a few alternate cards is what I'm going to do this month. So it's a very pretty kit. I only wish that there were more of these die cuts. The box is really cool, especially if you wanted to make up a bunch of cards and give it like for Mother's Day or something like that. That's a really great idea. I just wish there were more of these. But anyway, there's just the one for that box. So we're going to just do something else. So I took one of the card bases and I stamped the ink that comes with it, the gray granite. But I stamped it off onto another piece of paper first, kind of like this, and I know this is a different color, but anyway, same idea. I got the ink on the flower and then stamped it once and then stamped it onto the card just so that I could get that lighter, kind of a ghosty version of it. And there's kind of a little bit of that pink color because as you can see, I was also stamping this Poppy Parade to try to, because I don't have all the colors that are in this particular Paper Pumpkin, so the Poppy Parade lighter kind of looks like the color that's in this kit. So anyways, some of that ink, even after I scrubbed my ink pad with cleaner and, or not my ink pad, my stamp with, you know, cleaner and stuff, see, it stained it. And so when I stamped and then off stamped and then stamped on here, it kind of gives just a teeny hint of that poppy color. Not a lot. I mean, it's really not that noticeable, but just be aware of that. I kind of like it, but if you don't want it like that, I would definitely not use any of those staining type colors on this because it does kind of tend to bleed into it. But I liked having just a little bit of that poppy color in there, and you'll see on another card that I did that I had the same issue, even though I took it and washed it in the sink and it still kind of stained it. So I mean, it was fine. Like I said, I kind of like it, but just be aware that it does that. Anyway, I stamped those, so it's just kind of a shadow of that, and I know you can see right here I didn't stamp, and that's because I'm going to put something right there. So I just kind of stamped around where I wanted that image over the writing, and this card base has the writing on it if you've seen the kit already. And then I just thought I would do something a little different with this, and I'm gonna not go all the way to the edge but not come off a whole lot either. I just want to be able to see a little bit of that script right there along the edge. And then I cut this at an angle because it was a whole like straight piece like that, and I just cut it off at an angle. I just put it on my cutter with the tip there and just, you know, cut it like that. So that's what I've done. So that I'm going to go ahead and stick down with some glue. I hope you're all having a great day. It's beautiful here. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, so it's great. I know it's going to get a little bit cloudy this weekend, but not too bad, so I'm hoping it'll be nice for Easter because that will be awesome. And that is very nice. I've had some I grew up in Nevada, and that's where my kids were born, and so their first few Easters with Easter baskets and all that, it tends to, the wind blows there quite a bit, especially in the spring, and, well, winter and spring. But anyway, I've had some seriously windy, yucky Easters, I'm sure we all have, but, so it's nice that this year is nice so far. Knock on wood, I guess I shouldn't say a whole lot, but... And then I stamped this rose in gray because, like I said, I liked this one, but there's only the one pop out, so I just cut it out myself, and I did it in the gray that comes in the kit. And then I have this string left over from one of my Paper Pumpkins, and I don't remember which one, or twine, but it's Stampin' Up! Twine, so you should be able to get it through Stampin' Up! Still. And then I was just going to kind of make the whole loopy thing to go behind there. And these are just some variations, and you know, you can just do it the way they've done it with the Paper Pumpkin. You don't have to do variations. It's just I like to have more than, you know, two or 3 types of cards for all these. I like to really just make all my cards different, but that's just me, you know, and everybody just needs to do what they like to do. And I don't, I'm not a demonstrator. I don't work for Stampin' Up. I just like to do variations because I like them. I like to make different things with these kits, so that's why I do it. So I'm just going to kind of place this sort of how I want it. Play with it a little bit. It's always tricky when you do these windy up things underneath something. That's the technical term, windy up things. And I'm just going to kind of put some glue just so it'll stay there roughly. And I know you can use the glue dots and stuff, but when I'm doing these, they don't help me a whole lot because they're so tiny that I feel like they're more of a struggle than they're worth. And that's just my thing with those. But I am going to use some dimensionals on the back of my flower to bring it up a little higher. And that way it'll kind of sit above this twine as well. And once that glue dries, that string will definitely sit there nice. It just peeled the sticky right off with the topper. Like, that was fun. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of place this a little bit down this way. Let me see which direction I want my flower. Sorry if I got my head in there. And I'm just going to kind of plunk it down. And then I stamped Happy Mother's Day with that poppy parade I have, but if you have the color that's in this kit, you could just use that because I did stamp off once so that it's really close to that same color. And then I just added 2 flat back pearls. And then I'm going to use this, that is one of the pop outs, to just back that, just so it's, you know, kind of got a little interest there. Have a fun little Mother's Day card. I'm going to scoot this down just a touch. There we go. And I think I'm going to put dimensionals on that too. Sometimes I know exactly what I'm going to do with these cards. Other times I just kind of know where I'm putting stuff. And I don't really think all the way through how exactly I'm going to do it. And I think I am going to put a little glue on this just because it's sitting on this rigid, like these have ridges. They're textured, and so I don't want it to fall off really easy just because of the texture. And the Happy Mother's Day does come in this paper pumpkin, so that's a good one to have right now, because that's going to be here any day. At least that's the way it feels with these holidays. It's going so fast for me anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this one down. You could put it on dimensionals too, but I think I just want to glue it. And I'm just going to kind of do it a little bit sideways. And then in the middle of this flower, I'm going to put another flat back pearl, just because I think that'll look pretty with that other one. These have a little glue stuff on them, but I like to make them stick good. So there's that one. And you could definitely use, it came with these little, you could definitely do that if you didn't want to do the pearls, and put those there. So either way, it's no big deal. But anyway, there's one little card. And again, this was, I fussy cut that out, so I stamped it and then cut it out. Just so you know, that's not in, it doesn't come as a punch out or anything in the kit. Alright, so we're done with that. And then the next card I was going to do is the one with the circles, like the textured circles all over it. And then I took this piece of this like corrugated paper that comes with it, and I cut a 1/2 inch off, just because I wanted to see more of these circles that are around. But you don't have to do that. You could use the whole piece because it kind of goes from one end to the other of this if you just want to see the sides. That's just the way I wanted it. And then I cut out these flowers as well because they were in a piece of card that had more of the watercolor, and I just wanted them smaller because I wanted to see more of this texture because it was almost a full square that just about fills that too. So that's just my own the way I wanted it, so that's the way I'm going to do it. So this one I'm going to glue down. The flowers I'm going to put up on dimensionals. I'm feeling very sad for the people in Paris over the cathedral. It's burning. It's just, I mean, not that any time's a good time, especially for a cathedral that old, but what an awful time to lose something like that. And I know that they're going to rebuild, and they didn't lose everything, which is great. I'm so happy that they got a lot of the artifacts out, but man, that is just not a good thing. So my prayers go out to those people for sure. And dimensionals on the back of this one, because what a horrible time to have that happen. But I guess it is kind of a miracle that they at least got, you know, the important artwork out. And I guess the stained glass windows are okay, or, you know, at least not completely destroyed, so that was really good. And then I have some sari silk that is variegated, so it changes color as you know as you go. Well, it had green on it, and I thought it would be kind of neat to put. I just cut a strip and then I cut it in half, and let me see about how long these are. Where's my ruler? Each strip of sari silk. And why am I going on centimeters? Not that I couldn't have done it in centimeters, but it's just about like 2 3/4 long strip. So I'm just going to fold it in half, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue just on the inside edge right here, and just pinch it a little so it'll stay like that. And you can find sari silk fairly easily now. I know for sure on Etsy, so if you have trouble finding it somewhere else. And then I just need to look at this to figure out how I want to do these. And I'm almost doing them like leaves is kind of what I was thinking. So they're just going to kind of jut out the side there. Or you could use any ribbon. It doesn't have to be sari silk either. You could use any kind of ribbon and do this same technique. And this one I'm going to kind of go up high over here. And then when you flip it over, it just kind of gives you that feeling of leaves. Not that they really look like leaves, but. And they're on dimensional, so I put a little extra glue. And this is just going to kind of put it up just a little bit. Right there. And sari silk does fray, so if you don't like that frayed, you know, strings and things, then you may just want to use like a regular ribbon. But if you like that look, then sari silk's great because it frays really well. And I think I'm going to use one of these yellow pop-outs. I had one out. I don't know what I did with it, but anyway. I just want a little one right down here. There's these too, but I don't think you'll be able to see that very well. There's too much white. It might look kind of cute. Let's see what we've got here first. I need my glasses because I can't read these without glasses on anymore. Getting old is so fun. Okay, so we have thinking of you, thank you, for you, happy Mother's Day, best wishes. So I'm not sure which one of these would even fit on this one. Probably just the for you is all that's really going to work, but that's kind of a good one because it's, you know, you can say happy birthday or whatever. I think I like that idea. I like to have cards that are a little bit generic, especially when you make them up ahead of time. That way you can use them for anything you want. And I think I'm just gonna, actually I think I'll use the poppy again. I like the gray, I don't know. I feel like there's not very much color on these, and maybe that's just me. So I do need to stamp this off once though, because this poppy is pretty intense. Obviously if it stained that stamp like so much that I could not get it clean yesterday. It was crazy. Okay. I'm just going to stamp this, and that's the great part about the silicone stamp, or silicone stamps, you can just see through. Okay. And I think I was going to use one of those little things, but I think I'm just going to kind of tuck it so it looks like it's coming, you know, out of, like it's tagged for the flowers. So I'll just glue that down. Alright, and those are, I think, for the little acrylic box, but you know, I never I never do it exactly the way it says. Did I lift my other card too high? I kind of changed the angle of my camera because I'm trying to get the legs out of it, and I don't know if I succeeded or not, but now I'm holding everything in the wrong spot. So hopefully you got to see that one. That one. Okay. So now I'm going to do this other one. And I had the same issue stamping this because I had used that, I was originally going to use that poppy color, and then I changed my mind, so I cleaned it off and I stamped with a yellow. It's an old Stampin' Up! Barely Banana is what it was called, because that's what I have. I have some old stamp pads. That tells you how long ago, or how long these things last. Anyways, and it kind of came out like a peachy orange color. So that wasn't intentional, but I really like it. So, you know, I don't know if you could make that happen again, but anyway, it's because I had this poppy on the flower stamp, and then I cleaned it and used the Barely Banana, and so I don't know if you could replicate that or not, but anyway, that's how it happened. So I just liked it. But so what I'm going to do is this is Sari Silk in white, and I put it away, but I do have this Sari Silk so that I can show you kind of how I do that. And many of you may know how to do it already. But anyway, you do a fold like that, like you just would cut a piece off. Just take it and push this side in and over like that, okay? And then, actually we gotta go the other way, sorry, apologize. Take the loose end, go this way. Put it in your sewing machine and you just stitch to like there. And then you lift up your presser foot. This is the way I do it, and maybe I don't do it right. I've never been trained in how to sew these things. This is just how I do it. So if you do it a better way or a different way, then that's awesome. This is how I do it. And then I fold it again, put the presser foot back down, stitch a little further. Fold it again. I'm running out, but you have to cut a long enough piece. And do the same thing over again so that you get these, you know, I just stitched right along there with the folds, and so that's all I did. And you could use a different kind of ribbon too. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do the folds and stitch it. You could even fold it and glue it, or use glue dots or anything like that. Then this is a strip of fabric that I just twisted around, ran it through my sewing machine, and put a purl in the middle. It's literally that easy. It's not anything complicated. But you could also use pre-made like paper flowers, or you could use one of your Stampin' Up! Punches to make a flower. However you want to do it. It's just this is what I liked. If you don't know, if you just watch my Stampin' Up! Videos, I do a lot of junk journaling, and so a lot of this comes from junk journaling. So I mean, a lot of people do these kind of things, but that's kind of my influence, and so I just like it. But you know, you do it the way you like it. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. and I kind of had a mess because my sewing machine was trying to, I don't think my tension's right. I need to fix my tension, so I just put some glue on there so it kind of looks messy, but it doesn't matter because it's the back. I just didn't want it to come undone. And so if you don't want to sew it all, you could definitely just glue, you know, glue those like that, or you could even tie a bow or whatever. You don't have to do this exactly like I do it. See, it's going to pull that off again. That's so crazy. So yeah, I just had to put some glue on the back of that, on the stitching part, so it wouldn't come out. I just had it stitched on there and I didn't realize that it was doing that, and then I didn't want to throw it away because I only had so many of those. Those are the watercolor effect ones that came with it. So let's get this where I want it here. Just kind of centering it. And then again, like I said, you could use a paper flower or, you know, whatever kind of flower you have or want to use. You don't have to make these fabric ones. And I'm just going to put that right on there. And then I have one of the punch outs and an extra piece of, there's punch outs like this too. So, but I think this is the 1/2 inch that I cut off the bottom of that other one. And so I just wanted to use it. I just clipped the sides a little bit. So now I got to figure out what I want to stamp on this one. How about if we do, let's do a thank you on this one, because those are always nice to have. And see, the really cool part is you could make all these up and then, you know, give that as a Mother's Day gift. I think that would be an awesome, I know my, you know, my mother-in-law would really like that. So this, I'm trying to decide what color I want to do that. I think I'm going to do the gray on that. Because I don't have, like I said, I don't have all the colors that are in this particular kit. Alright, so that doesn't look like it got it all the way. I'm going to stamp it off once just to make sure. I don't like it when there's spots that don't get the color. I'm trying to stay where you guys can see me. I hope you can see. I tend to sometimes get a little off. Alright, see, you can see the spots. Ah, that bugs me. Let's try that again. If I find my, they're over here. See, and the bad part about these is you can't just flip them over, because, I mean, you can, but then there's no green around the edge. Still looks like it's oh, it still did it. Alright, well, we're just going to go with that. It's a little bit aggravating. I'm going to put glue on this. And I'm going to pop the whole thing up. So if you did the cards that they made and then, you know, made your own, you could have a whole variety of different cards to give somebody as a gift. I think that would be cool. And I'm going to kind of turn it askew like that. And then I think I'll just use a few of these. I'll put one in there. Oh, actually, you know what? I could use the I think I'll just just do something like this instead. I was going to do that, but I want to use some of these. So there's that one. Sorry, I keep holding it up too high. I'm used to my camera being different. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, and 3. So I hope that helped you guys, and I hope you have an awesome day. And if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and if there's something else that you would like to see, please let me know, because I am always happy to you know, try to do whatever I can to make my channel better. So I will see you next time, and thank you so much. Bye-bye now.